The moment that you decide to get in the best shape of your life is the moment that you're going to go in the best shape of your life, because you see that in fitness and in many situations you can literally have your cake and eat it too. Just don't have the entire cake every single day, because there are fluid creative solutions for you to achieve your goal in every situation and every single circumstances. Because now you see that you can do a 15-minute session in the morning or in the evening or throughout the day, and you see that you can apply nutritional flexibility to every single social situation or every single meal or circumstances. A way to bring this out: when you first lost a loved one, or when you had your first child, you had this moment of clarity to start living differently, when you decided it was no longer an option to live any other way, whether it's to be more loving, be more proactive, take care of your family, your energy, or your loved ones more, because you found out that this life isn't forever, or that this life is precious. You had that moment of clarity where you decided to live differently. The biggest friction point for myself was were like negative self stories or social pressures, where I thought other people cared how much I cared about my fitness or my health, or some sort of story that didn't serve me. But the moment that I decided that this is very important to me, I'm going to get it done, is the moment that those things silenced and I saw that they were literally not real. So the moment that you decide is the moment that you can provide yourself a story that serves you, or silence the story that does not serve you in the first place, or pressures that don't even exist, that you're only creating in your own single body because you think other human beings actually are thinking about you or thinking about anything at all. Is when you decide to do something, when you decide to get in the best shape of your life, everything drowns out to silence, and you just see that you can literally do a lot of things to achieve your goal. There's a lot of fluidity and creative solutions all the time, because as you brought up earlier, you see that you can do a certain amount of bare minimum as long as it's consistently, and you can apply a lot of fluidity to your habits and to your nutrition and still achieve the goal. You no longer stopped tolerating or negotiating with a bitch, with yourself that doesn't want a higher standard, or with yourself that allows, let's say, 20 to 30 pounds of body fat that has you feeling low. You no longer tolerate a low mood, so you start thinking about, what do I need to do? How do I need to live consistently so I don't have this low mood? Because I don't get this time back, I don't get this life back. So how can I be on, or at the very least focused and precise with my entire life all the time? And that has to do with decisions, and that moment of clarity, where your mind opens up to the creative solutions that you can do every single moment of your life in order to achieve your goal. Because life is very fluid. And when you apply these creative solutions, you see that you can do so many different things and still get in the best shape of your life. You can do so many different things and still achieve the goal. So the moment that you decide to get in the best shape of your life is the moment that you're going to get in the best shape of your life. And it literally transformed my life. So much so, the biggest thing that I loved about it is that it created an identity change. My mind opened up. I was able to talk to attractive women. I was able to first start a business. Anxiety and fear, I saw that they are not real, because the moment that you step into them, they go away. But I was given that through this raise of energy that I got through fitness and being very high energy. And with that high energy, I got a lot of mental clarity, and that high energy and mental clarity made me see, I'm going to approach these hot women, these women that I find attractive. And then I'm like, oh, I can do that. Cool. I'm going to go skydiving, because I had this unserving story when I was youthful that I was scared of heights. And I started to go into personal development and self-growth, and I saw that all these stories that we tell ourselves are literally self-created. Yes, they are casted upon you as you're growing, coming of age from 0 to 8 to 16, etc., but they're only self-created through experiences, how you decide to interpret them. So I had all these epiphanies that made me allocate over 6 figures within just under 4 years building a personal training business, because I believed in it so hard, about this identity change that I got through a fitness transformation. I always had in my mind, at least in that youthful state of mind, I was like, if I can transfer this to a human being, even a little bit, it's going to work. It felt destined. But I see now that it's just that my mind opened up to a greater bandwidth, a greater way to live this life, that I know that it's no secret. So many human beings talk about it. Maximize your body, your physiology, you feel great. Silence your mind and control your mind. It gets quiet, and now you can see that you can interpret the outside world how you see as truthful, or that provides utility, a useful serving story, because you see that all these beliefs, these identities, these stories control a lot of our lives. And then from there, you can create whatever result that you want in the external world, because you see that money works a specific way, humans work in a specific way, emotions work in a specific way, human dynamics, groups, environments, businesses, it all works in a specific way. Everything works in a specific way, because we are all part of nature. We are literally a life expression, the exact same way nature is a life expression. You plant a seed, outgrows whatever that seed was, whether it was a flower or a tree. That's exactly how humans work. That's exactly how all of human life works. There are rhythms, there are patterns, there are principles and frameworks that create our entire life. But let me drill it back down to being human, and what's very important with being human. Getting the best of your life will literally transform your entire life. Getting into meditation to silence your mind, so you can actually see what's going on with your identity, your ego, your self-story, and how you react to the outside world in a state of emotions, because your beliefs, your ego, your identity that has been conditioned upon yourself are what creates your emotions. So the moment that you change those stories and those beliefs, the moment that your emotions are more truthful or they silence out, and then you could ultimately just use them for the data and the signal that they are in order to live a more loving, expansive, focused life, whatever you want that to be for yourself. So get in the best shape of your life. Decide to get in the best shape of your life. And it is inevitable to get in the best shape of your life.